Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another one of my monthly forecasts. This month we will be talking about the overall energy vibrations for the month of August 2024. For those of you who are new here, my name is Angela Peterson, and I am a psychic medium and a shamanic practitioner here in Sedona, Arizona. I do personal one-on-one healing sessions and readings, both online and in person. If you would like more information, then the link to my website is posted below this video. There will also be an extended version of this reading, of this monthly forecast. We will be going into the energies from week to week, more in depth in the extended version, so look for the link for that below this video as well. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's look at the energies for August 2024. Let's see what we got coming up for that. So this month I decided to really journey into the energy of August to get a much better feel of what's going on. And as I journeyed into it, I was communicating with some of my guides, and a really, really strong message that came through is that this month has a lot to do with the fire element, and we'll get into that some more. But it's really about justice and truth. It's about looking beyond illusion for what the actual truth is. That is a huge theme for this month. Now, the fire element is associated with many different things, right? So the fire element can represent inspiration, it can represent creativity. It can also represent transformation, destruction, or even chaos. But the fire element is really associated with life force. And our creative energy is life force energy. So there's a lot of potential inspirational energy coming in for this month, which does also coincide with the animal spirit that we got for the month of August, which is the starfish. I love the starfish. So it says on here, open to infinite possibility. Now, I'm going to talk about a couple different interpretations of the energies coming in, because it really does feel like on we could say more of a global scale, though I do feel like there will be certain parts of the world that will be more affected. Now, I'm going to talk specifically about the United States, because this message of truth and illusion is so strong for the United States. In my journey, the wolf spirit actually showed up as another message. So I ended up pulling the wolf spirit out of the deck as well, so that I could have it sitting here. So we do have two animals for this month. We have the wolf and the starfish, and both messages are very powerful. The starfish is much more about creativity, whereas the wolf is about trusting our gut instincts. So some of the things that will be coming up in the month of August for the United States could be more chaos than even we've been currently seeing from a political standpoint. There are many people who are feeling very, very restless with everything that has been happening here in the States. But the reason why the wolf spirit showed up is because the wolf spirit represents our supernatural instincts, right? So the wolf can sense danger, and it senses danger from a strictly vibrational, energetic standpoint. And what this means is that we must learn to hone our instincts and our intuition. We've got to learn to sense the subtle energies behind what we're seeing with our physical eyes. This is something that most people are not really in tune with. Most people are not really in tune with the more subtle energies. It's like a person can project one thing outwardly to show you this is who they are, but there could be so much going on behind the scenes, the subtle energies. And this is something that myself as an intuitive, I've learned to really pay attention to and to really hone my ability to recognize the difference in these subtle energies that people are giving off. Even if somebody believes a projection of what they're showing you, right? And it might be a true aspect of themselves, but when people are not fully integrated, when there's fragmentation and there's wounding, there are gonna be other things, other parts of a person that you need to pay attention to, especially if they're not even aware of it themselves. Because most people are unaware of their own shadows. That's why we call it shadow, because it's in the unconscious. It's something that people are not always conscious of. Now, I've got to say that this month, being able to see through the illusion and to see the actual truth, because most of the things that are projected through the media, they're not truth or even entirely true. There are a lot of ways that people can lie to us. People can use their words to lie to us. People can use images to lie to us. People can use videos to lie to us. But energy does not lie. So I cannot stress how really important it is for this month. Everything that you see in the world, everything that you see around you, you need to pay attention to the subtle energies, the energies that are not being revealed on the surface. The wolf's message here is about sensing the quote-unquote danger. Even though your physical eyes want to tell you you're safe, pay attention. I'm not saying we're not going to be safe. What I am saying, though, is that it's time for the truth to be revealed, and it's time for the truth to be revealed probably in a lot of our personal lives, but really on a global or even like governmental scale. You need to forget this month what your physical eyes are seeing, and you need to look beyond that with the third eye. The third eye is the sixth sense, right? And sometimes when we see with the third eye, we see things in a very symbolic fashion, and that's okay, but learning how to interpret that is going to be a skill that you need to learn, for one. But even beyond that, when you drop deeper into what does my gut say? What is my gut instinct? This is a very masculine kind of intuition, is really listening to your instinct, the primal instinct of, it's just like, it's a man when he's hunting, it's a woman when she's protecting her child, right? A mother's instinct. The instinctual part of us is innate, and we need to pay attention to that this month, and that's really what the wolf is here to teach us. So like I said before, the fire element can be both destructive, right? It can be transformative. If you think of a phoenix rising from the ashes, right? It's like a rebirth process. And it's also about creativity. So the fire element being about creativity and inspiration, right? It's also a very quick moving energy. So it could be that things are speeding up for this month of August. It could be that some unexpected, surprising, potentially even shocking information comes to light, but we need to be willing to see it. We need to be willing to see beyond the veil, so to speak. We need to see beyond the illusion that is being projected. Some of the chaos energy could be internal, because, fire, in order to transform, it does this complete and total breakdown, right? Turns something to complete and total ash before it's then reborn and transformed into something else. And so, there could be on some level a sort of breakdown internally with old belief systems, old ways of looking at the world or looking at people, relationships, career, the way that we really go about life and doing things. There has to be a breakdown, especially of what is really unhealthy and not working in the world right now, in order for there to be new life and rebirth, creation. So that breakdown is sort of a purification that happens. And it could be literal shifting in the DNA and in the cellular structure of the body. And it can be revealing internal truths that we have. Fire element is connected to the heart, and it's connected to truth. And fire is also about communication or self-expression, I should say, at least in original Chinese medicine, the way that I learned it. That's what the fire element is about self-expression, or having the courage to express yourself and to express your truth. So truth is coming up and it's coming out, and it might be doing that in many different facets of life. But the more we resist it, the more we resist the truth and change, because humans, we resist change. That's probably the thing that we resist the most. But change is the only constant. And in order for us to get to the point in this world that we are living in harmony with one another, with the earth, you know, so many of the structures and the systems that are in place, they have to crumble, they have to fall to be rebuilt. But the more we resist those changes, the more painful the process is. So one thing I'm gonna say, again, I think I gave this message last month as well, that one of the main energies needed is surrender. Okay. Now I don't want you to perceive surrender as passive. Completely different. This is not a month to be passive, not at all. But it is a month to be surrendered in the state of being open to receiving what is true, inspiration, guidance, and direction. Because this is such a month of really powerful creative energy, that's what we get with the starfish, right? Now the starfish is asking you to really open up to the possibilities in your life. So if you have been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling stagnant, if you have been feeling like there's no hope, essentially, right? Which a lot of people have been feeling that way. That is kind of a collective energy that people are going in and out of because of the transformation, right? In transformation, we have to confront the things that are difficult to face within ourselves and also in the world around us. But sometimes we can get stuck in the energy when something is brought up for us to look at, to confront. Sometimes we get stuck there because we get into our heads about it, and we're making it mean something, and we're telling the story. We're kind of doing this like repetitive process, right? When we get stuck into that hopeless place, that is actually the time that we need some sort of change, movement, action. It doesn't even matter what choice you make. It's like, just make a choice, right? Do something to get your energy flowing again, to get yourself out of that stuck place. So the fire element, though, we can really take advantage of the fire element this month in August because fire transmutes very quickly. So much of these old things might just be like sloughing out very, very fast and purging quickly. And all of that is happening to make way for and make room for giving birth to our creative pursuits, our creative projects, the creative ideas for the new way of living, the new earth, technically. With the starfish, we had two other cards come out that directly connect to creativity. So we have the sacral chakra and we have creative writing. So this is like the channeling energy, right? It's like what wants to be birthed through you. So those of you who are creatives, this is going to be an amazing month for you. As long as you are open and surrendered, so you're open, you're willing to receive the energy that wants to come through to you, it's gonna be effortless, like a waterfall. It is gonna flow unencumbered. So let it happen. The more you allow this energy, the more inspired you will become, and the more you will be able to give expression to that inspiration. The two other cards that we had coming out for the overall energies of the month are wind, activation, and then we have meadow, which is vulnerability. So if you're willing this month to be vulnerable, to share your truth, to open up to the people who are important to you in your life, to open up to share a creative idea, maybe information, maybe you're a channel, maybe you want to like share this information that's coming through to you from the spirit realm. Whatever it is, if you have the courage, because fire is also about courage, if you have the courage to step into that, then There will be gifts that are activated with this wind card. Activation after activation of new gifts, new ideas, new inspiration will be coming through to you, and it will feel effortless. So there are so many things about this month that are really powerful and really beautiful. And there are other layers to this month that might be a little chaotic. But sometimes we need that destructive force in order to create the positive change and the birth that comes out the other side of it. So that's everything I have for you in the monthly forecast. Unless you're joining me for the extended, then we will be looking at the energies week to week. But if this is where you're leaving me, then I hope that you take care, and I hope that you have a really beautiful and creatively inspired month of August.